Welcome to Dose Brain Channel. Today's dose of relationship reality: 10 lies women tell men. In the vast and often perplexing world of relationships, certain untruths are tossed around more frequently than others. We're here to pull back the curtain, revealing some of the most common fibs women might tell their male partners. From the harmless to the meaningful, we'll examine these lies, providing a fresh perspective on the dynamics of communication in relationships. So buckle up as we unveil the top 10 lies women tell men. First on our list, I'm fine. This petite phrase, often delivered with a tight smile, is a classic among women's lexicon of little white lies. But why might a woman resort to this seemingly innocuous statement? Well, it could be for a variety of reasons. She might not want to burden you with her problems, or she might be trying to keep the peace. Alternatively, she could be using it as a protective shield, not quite ready to reveal her true feelings. This phrase could mean a plethora of things, from "I'm not okay but I don't want to talk about it" to "I'm definitely not fine and you should know why." It's a protective barrier, a smokescreen of sorts, leaving much to interpretation. So gentlemen, here's a word of advice. When she says "I'm fine," don't take it at face value. Pause, look into her eyes, and ask again. Be patient, be empathetic, and most importantly, be ready to listen, because "I'm fine" rarely means she's actually fine. So when she says "I'm fine," tread carefully. Next we have "it's your decision." The classic deferral of decision-making. It may seem like a generous offer, a sign of trust and respect for your judgment, but hold your horses, this might not be as straightforward as it sounds. Why do women use this phrase? It could be a way for them to avoid responsibility for a potentially unfavorable outcome. Or maybe they've already made the decision but want you to arrive at it on your own. It's a subtle nudge towards their preferred choice without the direct assertion. What does it really mean then? It could mean, "I want you to make the decision that I would make, but I want you to figure it out." Or, "I want to see if you know me well enough to make the decision I would prefer." It's a test, a game of understanding and intuition. So the next time you hear "it's your decision," don't rush to thank her for the trust she's bestowing upon you. Instead, take a moment, think about what she might really want, and make your decision accordingly. Remember, when she says "it's your decision," it might not be entirely so. Third on our list is "I don't mind if you go out with the guys." Now, this one might seem harmless at first glance, but there's often more to it than meets the eye. You see, it's not that she doesn't want you to have a good time with your friends, it's just that she wants to feel valued and prioritized, and she might use this line when she feels left out or wants to spend more time with you. Often this statement is less about your social activities and more about the need for reassurance. It's a subtle way of asking, "Am I important to you? Do you value our time together?" It's not uncommon for women to use this lie as a litmus test for your commitment and consideration. So remember, it's not always about literal interpretation. It's crucial to read between the lines and understand the emotions behind these words. So when she says she doesn't mind, it might be a good idea to double check. Lie number 4 is "I don't care about your past." Now, this is a tricky one. On the surface, it seems like a compassionate statement, a sign of acceptance, right? But let's dig a little deeper. When a woman says she doesn't care about your past, it might not be the whole truth. Why, you ask? Well, it's because we all carry our pasts with us. Our past shapes who we are, our beliefs, our values, our behavior. So, in a way, she does care about your past because it has shaped the person she's with today. Now, this doesn't mean she's going to hold your past against you, but it does mean she wants to understand it, to understand you better. She might be saying, "I don't care about your past," to make you feel comfortable, to encourage you to share more about yourself. So the next time you hear "I don't care about your past," remember, she might just be trying to create a safe space for open communication. So, "I don't care about your past" might not be completely accurate. Halfway through, we have "I'll be ready in 5 minutes." Now, this phrase is a classic, heard in households and relationships worldwide. But what does it really mean? Well, in the realm of time, 5 minutes can be a loose concept. It could be 5, 15, or even 50 minutes. This phrase is often used as a buffer, a small reassurance to keep you patient while she perfects her look. Now, why might women use this fib? It's not to frustrate you, believe it or not. It could be to avoid feeling rushed, or to keep you from worrying about being late. It's a small white lie, used to keep the peace and maintain a smooth flow of events. But remember, this doesn't mean you should start the countdown as soon as you hear 5 minutes. It's not a literal countdown, but more of a signal that she's in the final stages of getting ready. So the next time you hear this phrase, just sit back, relax, and maybe grab a snack. So 5 minutes might be a little longer than you think. Next up, "I'm not upset." A classic in the world of unspoken communication, this statement often carries more weight than it seems. The phrase, "I'm not upset," can be a protective shield, a way for women to avoid burdening others with their feelings or to keep the peace in a situation. However, it's essential to remember that this doesn't mean her emotions are non-existent. In fact, it could imply the complete opposite. It might be a subtle plea for understanding, for patience, for someone to see beyond the words and recognize the storm brewing underneath. And why do women use this lie? Well, it's complicated. It could be because they're still processing their feelings, or perhaps they're not ready to discuss what's bothering them. Maybe they're trying to avoid an argument, or they're waiting for the right moment to express their emotions. So, the next time you hear, "I'm not upset," try to read between the lines. Listen not just to the words, but also to the silence. Show empathy, offer support, and give her the space she might need. Because remember, communication is not just about what's being said, but also about understanding what's left unsaid. So when she says she's not upset, there might be more to the story. Lie number 7 is, "I don't want anything for my birthday." Now this one is a real doozy. You see, it's not that she doesn't want anything, it's more about not wanting to appear materialistic or demanding. She might also be testing the waters to see how well you know her. Does he remember that book I mentioned 3 months ago, or that perfume I liked at the mall? It's a subtle way of gauging thoughtfulness. Sometimes it's not about the gift itself, but the effort and thought you put into it. A surprise party with close friends, a heartfelt letter, or even a home-cooked meal can mean more than any expensive gift. It's about showing her that you care, that you've listened, and that you've made an effort. So when she says, "I don't want anything for my birthday," tread lightly, my friends. It might be a test of your attentiveness and thoughtfulness. Remember, it's the thought that counts. So, "I don't want anything for my birthday" might not be entirely true. Lie number 8 is, "You're the best I've ever had." Now, this one is a real heartwarmer, isn't it? Who wouldn't want to believe they're the reigning champion in a partner's past romantic escapades? But let's put on our thinking caps for a moment. This lie serves 2 main purposes. 1, it's a confidence booster. It's a way to make you feel good about yourself, secure in your relationship, and perhaps even a little smug. 2, it's a deflection. It's a way to avoid discussing past relationships, which can be a minefield of potentially awkward or hurtful revelations. Now, we're not saying that every time this phrase is uttered, it's a lie, but it's essential to remember that relationships aren't competitions. Being the best is subjective and depends on many factors, including timing, personal growth, and emotional maturity. So even if you really are the best someone's ever had, it's healthier to focus on being the best you can be in the present, rather than comparing yourself to ghosts of relationships past. So, "You're the best I've ever had" might just be a sweet little lie. Second last on our list is, "I don't know where it is." Now, this one's a bit of a mystery, isn't it? You're sure you left your keys on the kitchen counter, but they've mysteriously vanished. And she just doesn't seem to have a clue. Now, it's not to say that she's playing a game of hide and seek with your belongings. No, not at all. What it might be is a subtle way of expressing her frustration. Perhaps she's tired of always being the one keeping track of everything in the house, and this little phrase is her way of saying, "Hey, you're equally responsible here." It might not even be about the physical items themselves. It could be a metaphorical way of conveying that she feels overwhelmed or underappreciated in the relationship. So the next time she says, "I don't know where it is," it might be a good idea to check in, not just on the whereabouts of your missing socks, but also on how she's feeling. So "I don't know where it is" might not be entirely accurate. And finally, "I've not done anything to my hair." Let's delve into this seemingly innocuous statement. It's a common refrain, right? You might hear this after she's spent an entire afternoon at the hair salon getting a new cut, color, or style. So why the denial? Well, it's a subtle way of seeking validation without appearing too obvious. It's a gentle nudge, a cue for you to notice the change and compliment her. Women are expressive, creative beings, and the way they style their hair can be an extension of their personality, their mood, or even their aspirations. It's not just about vanity. It's about feeling good about themselves, and when you notice and appreciate the effort, it makes them feel seen and valued. It might also be a test of your attentiveness. If you're quick to notice the difference, it shows you're observant and you care about the little things, which can mean a lot in a relationship. So the next time you hear, "I've not done anything to my hair," take a closer look and give her the validation she might be seeking. So, "I've not done anything to my hair" could be a glossy lie. And there you have it, the top 10 lies women tell men. From the seemingly harmless "I'm fine" to the strategic "I don't know where it is." And the classic "I've not done anything to my hair." We've navigated through the maze of these common untruths and discovered that sometimes what's left unsaid speaks volumes. The importance of these lies lies not in their frequency but in their potential to erode trust. Remember, communication is key. For more videos from Dose Brain, don't forget to subscribe and like. Stay tuned for more relationship realities, and thank you for watching.